Sakai, you want to do the intro, episode 2?
I will. Let's do it. What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the second ever episode of the Oil Rig Podcast. We need a soundboard, but we're in this bitch. It's daytime this time, so you get a second view of the background. It's gonna be a fun one, and here we have a very esteemed guest, very hilarious comedian.
Holy shit, Sakai!
All right, fuck you. Go ahead. This is my second time ever hosting a podcast.
I took the first one from you too. I was like, Jesus Christ.
The first one, my one was better. My mom was better than it was a good take on.
Then why did we use mine?
Because you wanted to use yours.
No,
you edited it.
That's true, I did. All right, go ahead. It's whatever. What's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 2 of the Oil Rig. We're here with the very funny, very hilarious Jeremy Scippio.
Hey, what's going on?
Quick,
I like the steamed. I was like, where'd that come from?
I don't even know what a steamed really like. What is great?
It's just like some bougie, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know it's bougie.
Steamed means he's done a lot of things that are great. I think that's what a steamed means.
Don't tell the IRS.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm still tripping on the fact that you're a nerd. I had no idea.
Yeah, I do like that.
We don't say it in that context, but yeah, man. You know what I mean?
I think we're reclaiming that word, to be honest.
What do you mean?
The word nerd, like it was used in a bad context, like, you know, 90s, 80s, 2000s up until then. But like I feel like nerds are like kind of running shit.
Nerds get hoes.
Nerds be getting hoes.
Well, they won the war. I mean, clearly, like look at your shirt. All these are billion-dollar franchises, bro. What do you mean?
Absolutely. Nerds are on top right now, bro.
They took over the Super Bowl too. Remember, it used to be about football.
Yeah. Now it's about crazy
performing artists.
Yeah, exactly.
Theater.
But like what? Did you start with like comic books? Did you start with like?
That's a good question.
Media.
Sheesh. I mean, comic books. I'm not that old, but
every time I talk to you, you hit me with I'm not that old. I'm like, well, how old are you? He's like, let's move on.
because comic books specifically is kind of funny. Just be like, yeah, back in my day when it was like 3.
Well, I guess I'll give him a new question.
Because
like my intro to comic books was like I first ever read a Star Wars comic book. It was like the Star Wars Pirate series, so it was like the Cade Skywalker stuff. Mm-hmm. That was the first, like my very first intro.
So this was 1960. No, I'm kidding. No, you mean clearly after.
Back when they first invented print.
Back when black people were just gray, like, bro.
But yeah, comic books. I think if I go to my earliest memory, I think Ninja Turtles. Which I think I used to like. Draw the Ninja Turtles. You know, I had the Ninja Turtles bed sheets, and then, that led into Power Rangers, comic books. I remember I used to collect cards. Pokemon. Then Yu-Gi-Oh. I've pretty much everything.
I was big on the Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon too. That was a good sign.
Am I the only one to feel like the whole like the culture in general has been ruined though by like resellers? Like I feel like Pokemon card collecting and like Yu-Gi-Oh card collecting, all that stuff used to be fun, and like you would have a homie with like something rare and he'd like come over and show it to you. But now it's like it's all.
I agree with that because now like when I was like I grew up back in the 2000s, back when there was 2 zeros in them bitches, and it was not that long ago, but like my homie's like, if you see in a rare card, like no matter how rare your card was, like you would play with it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like you would come over and be like, y'all ain't ready for this shit, cause I got and then you pull it out and you use that shit in the game.
You got that blue-eyed white dragon.
Shit.
Yeah.
And we ain't talking about that card is worth $575.99 shipping, whatever the fuck. We just be like, yo, that's a shiny Charizard and he about to whoop your ass with it. Like it was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like you had it to flex, not just to have it.
Did you play the games?
I'm about to say, it's funny. Never played Pokemon cards. Like I never played the actual game of it. Like so we used to just collect and like exchange. And it's funny, even as a kid, it was more about the value of the card. Now Yu-Gi-Oh, we played Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, but
played Yu-Gi-Oh too,
but Pokemon, like I remember the Charizard, it was limited edition first. I think this card, and y'all gonna correct me, whatever, but I think it's worth was it $20,000? $200,000.
Which one?
The limited edition first edition print Charizard, holographic Charizard.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like this was like common knowledge back in the day. Like it was just such a big deal. But yeah, that Dragon Ball Z probably took up.
Oh yeah.
I would say a fourth of my life was probably dedicated to Dragon Ball Z. I had a Dragon Ball Z website.
Get the fuck out of here! Really?
Yep. DarkSandProject.com.
What was it? like about? Like, what was the whole thing? Like, just uniting fans of Dragon Ball, or?
So back in the day, there was only like Dragon Ball Z would only play up until right where you guys are familiar with this whole series, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it would play all the way up until Goku got to Namek, and he fights Jason Birder, and then it'll start over every time, like on Toonami. It did this, and then all the other stuff, clearly because everybody, like the whole series had ran over in GT in Japan or whatever. So everything here was like speculation. So we just based all our inferences off of just certain character designs and all that stuff, and then people would make up stories behind that. So it was actually kind of, but we knew what it was. We couldn't, certain things just you didn't know. Like I remember, like Kid Buu. So you had you had Kid Trunks and you had adult Trunks, right?
Yeah.
And then you had Kid Buu and
Majin Buu,
whatever.
we got fucking
So out of context, it looks like
Buu
these
incarnate,
characters, like
yeah.
Kid Trunks, grew up into the future Trunks.
right.
But out of with actual context, is literally future
but
Trunks
you don't
came
get to see the
first.
show, you see the images, so then you
Right.
see Boo wearing Gohan shit, and you're
Yeah,
like,
what is exactly?
Gohan? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's real.
So the website basically was like, pretty much going off over all of that. Like we would read the stuff, we would read all the episode stuff, and then like put up synopsis or whatever pictures, everything. And then I ain't gonna, well, I was gonna say I ain't gonna lie, but then I used to, on top of that, I lied because then I had my fan fiction, which I think was like, what was it? I can't remember what I called it, but because this is funny. So whoever is doing the Dragon Ball Super right now, I think it's the same. I think I just found this out. This guy, he made this thing, Dragon Ball AF, back in the day. You remember that? So Dragon Ball AF was fake. It was not real. But because we have the internet took the speculation of what Dragon Ball was or what it was going to be, all that stuff so far that they made up a series. And because how we passed information was just through, synopsises over and over, that they just kept going, and it turned into like just lies.
Yeah.
And then finally, when the episodes released and more information and the internet got better, people just like, oh, all this was lies. But it ended up turning into a real job for the guy, because the guy is literally like, I think he's like the main artist for Dragon Ball Super now.
Yeah, Super was great. So I came in I started being a fan right around Dragon Ball Z. I'd say I started watching that shit around like maybe 2009, 2010, right?
Sheesh.
And
That's so dope.
the Dragon Ball AF was, I went back, found that, and that is where Dragon Ball Unabridged came from.
Yes. Yeah.
And that was so great. I don't know if you guys know what Dragon Ball Unabridged
They don't know what we're
is.
talking about at all.
No,
So
I
it's
didn't.
like
we
people
lost
would-
everybody.
I was sitting here like
I don't
letting
give a
y'all
fuck.
rock right
There's
now.
a couple people who are gonna fuck with this. There's a couple black people and a couple Mexicans that are gonna really fuck with this.
Yeah, there's internet people that understand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Unabridged is basically, so somebody literally went back, got a bunch of his homies, and he like paid people to go and just voice over the full series, right? But just with bullshit.
Yeah.
So it's just hilarious.
That was my whole thing in high school.
It was
Dragon
great.
Ball Abridged, yeah.
It was
Yeah.
great. Like there's like this scene where it's like Goku comes back after fighting Goku Black, and a cop points a gun at him, and then someone runs up and goes, "Don't shoot him! He's not black." It's just,
Oh, yeah,
it's like
I've
all that
seen
shit.
little clips
It's
of this
great.
shit.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's
Well, yeah.
great.
So that has its own culture, because I would say this is where one of the first like memes turned reality was they did the same thing with X-Men. And when I was
To me,
when I
my
was young,
niggas.
yeah. Well, which actually made the X-Men 3 movie was X-Men Last Stand was when he said, "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch."
Yeah.
Yes,
I
yes,
remember-
I forgot about
bitch.
that.
Yeah, that was fucking.
Bro, I had a friend who was super annoying. He would play it over and over. It was like, "I'm a Juggernaut, bitch, and I got a bitch with me." Oh shit, no, the Juggernaut. And he'd fly away and stuff. But yeah, that's his own. That has his own culture.
bitch.
I had a website that I made when I was like 9 years old, and I didn't know what I was doing. I just looked up how to start a website. It brought me to this sketchy page, and I made my website was sonicthehedgehogfanpage.com.
Okay, yeah, bro.
Bro, so you know what I'm talking about.
So yeah, I'm a huge the Sonic fan base is
Now weird as
crazy.
hell.
Well, honestly, they always been weird, but people don't realize how serious. So you were part of the Sonic.
I was big on Sonic. I was big on the games. I was big on all that shit. And then I found my way to like, now it's just furry porn. Like that's all Sonic is anymore.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
That's like these are my people, but like now, I hate to say it, but when I'm walking through Target and I see a Sonic backpack or some shit, and I'm like, that shit kind of hard. Yeah. But I'm like, I can't wear that because now I look autistic or pedophilic. You know what I mean? Like I just can't be a part. I can't wear my colors anymore, my flags. I can't do that.
That's funny you said. So there was a website called Fireball 20XL. It's funny because
it's just a funny ass name.
Yeah,
because that could be anything.
It could be. This guy was really popular. Like I'm like this. Like if there's people from that community back in the day, they wouldn't even. Nobody would know I'm affiliated until just now. Like because it was a cultural thing.
This is gonna go crazy with like 30 people. Like,
yeah, exactly. Well, hopefully everybody grew up and moved on, but they had a like. So in the games, the character on the game, like the actual. Main character, whoever you're playing, that's called a sprite.
Yes, yes.
And they would take that, they would make art out of that, like comic book art online. So they call it Sprite Comics. And then this one guy just took it to the next level where he had like a hub full of those. And then it became news. And then it became like a whole separate culture. Once again, the internet is just a funny place. Regardless, this was like from, I don't know, I would say for like 10 years, this was like a big deal. It was like my homepage. Yes. But the main guy who ran the page ended up getting in trouble for being a pedophile.
Of course, bro. Oh yeah.
But even when I was a kid, this dude was like 30. So
where there's smoke, there is fire. That's
bro. That's the thing. Like, why is everything this cool connected to pedophilia?
It really is, man.
Like, don't say that.
I'm not saying like.
I hear you, but that's a soundbite like crazy.
Bro, so I was a diehard iCarly fan, and I'm tired of this shit.
That is hilarious. Now, let me tell you about iCarly. No,
and then if you dig deeper, it was connected to Hannah Montana. Bro. I can't even.
But yeah, you exposed me.
I know some of those niggas. Let's not talk about Hannah Montana. But
that's hilarious.
Do you ever feel, now that we've exposed you for being a nerd, but a cool nerd, do you ever feel like it's tough, or do you ever feel the urge to write jokes about like some nerdy shit, but you're like, I don't know if anyone's gonna understand this at all? Because me and Sky do that shit all the time. We'll have a nerd, or not a nerd, we'll have a concept or a premise where we're like talking about Green Lantern or like, you know, some shit like that. And that's more mainstream. Maybe people would get that, but you know, the audience is at the Comedy Store, the audience is at like clubs in general. They're a mix of every single demographic, you know what I mean? Basically all that's long-winded to say, like, do you ever want to write nerdy jokes or comic book jokes or anything?
Not extensively. But what I do is I'll drop little nuggets in there, little Easter eggs, and some people catch, some people don't, and that's good enough for me. Like that's way more fun. I can't even think of an example right now, but I do it all the time. Like, you know, like I might say, like you say Green Lantern, I'll be like, yeah, this dude walking up to me, and I'll be like, hey, get the fuck out of here, John Stewart looking ass, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? And I'll just keep it pushing.
And you'll get like 5 laughs.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
like Troy Bond, he does that really well. Like with Star Wars cuts, like he was doing this set, and then some lady like said some shit to him, and he was like, you see how that bitch just jumped on my back like Yoda? Like she get the fuck, like it was like, you know, like just little.
But
shit.
That's still, I say Yoda's mainstream. Something.
Yeah, but you know, it's just like little cuts like that.
He's also built an audience of people that not
he's built an audience of people who fuck with who fuck with his shit, because like he does his collection of like all those masks and shit.
Yeah.
But I did a Green Lantern joke one time, and Joe Menente told me I should look into doing Comic-Cons. It was like, that's what
there's big money in fucking those type of gigs.
Shout out Eddie Firth, man. At Kyle Clark. They do shows at Comic-Cons, and I've done a few of Eddie Firth shows. You dress up as a character. And I mean, that's the perfect place for that. Now, you know, I like, you know, it's kind of like a corporate gig. Whenever you get a gig where it's like there's a specific mission or a theme or something like that, it's kind of fun because you get to tailor all your writing to this one idea, this one concept. I know Nichelle was doing some nurse shows recently.
Okay.
Murdoch?
Yep, Nichelle Murdoch was doing some nurse shows to crack them up. You know, but that's the perfect place where you can kind of just, you know, go off king, as they say.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I did my first ever crack 'em up, and everybody told me I did real good, but I felt like I bombed. But also I went up first. But all the
I got there late. I remember you was talking about it.
yeah, all the vet comics were like, damn, you did really, really good, and that made me feel good, obviously. But you also question like, are they just saying that because?
I mean, no, because
they're the homies?
after you left, I was still at the show, and before I left, Nichelle told me to tell you did really well. So that was.
Oh, I never heard that.
No, yeah. So that was. I did.
Look how late you tell him.
I did tell him. I told you. but yeah.
Nichelle gave you one job.
You put it in one ear and out the other because you were
Probably
feeling bad
because I had
about
to get
the set.
home. I had to get
yeah.
home, and then there was some fine shits there. You know what I mean?
there
I was
you
going
go.
crazy, but like
But that first spot, so they used to do it differently. Back in the day, it was so we used to like fight to get that cold open spot. It used to be like before the Comedy Store was like made it for development and then door guys, whatever.
Right.
Back in the day, if Nichelle trusted you, or you wanted to get on the lineups used to be a little harder to get on.
So whole lineup is just bam, 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 bam. Then
was good.
Whoever can get on the cold.
bro, I had to beg. I begged
So
Michelle for a year straight to get on Crack 'em Up. She just kept kicking the can down the street. She was like,
That was the crazy part. He introduced
We're not
me
gonna talk.
He
Like, we'll
introduced
see.
me to Nichelle, and then she booked me. And he
Oh
got
my
so
God.
fucking.
I wonder why. No, I was kidding.
No, I mean, I know. Look, I'm not. Let's just put this out there. I'm not dumb. Okay, I know what Crack 'em Up is, but
No. But it's not necessarily. Man, look, just overall in this industry, right, and the surface level of our industry, your reputation has to speak for you.
Yeah.
What the Googles are, and it's hardest to get into anything if you don't have, anything speaking for you, or recommendations. So it's just the name of the game. But Nichelle, I'd say the way she played me was harder than anybody. And she's like one of my best friends, at least when it comes to comedy producers. Like maybe we talk all the time. But I remember she used to manage the Comedy Union. That was a black comedy club down the way. But this is also while Crack 'em Up was going on. I remember going into Crack 'em Up. I was like, yo, this show hot. You know what I mean? Like I want to get on it. But I didn't know who ran it because Nichelle just hide in that corner, right?
yes.
So
yes.
I think like by the third time I was like, I want to be on the show. I remember talking to my boy about it at the Comedy Union. He was like, oh, Nichelle books the show. I'm like, the manager here? He goes, yeah. I was like, all right. So I go up to her. I was like, hey, I wanted to talk to you about getting on Crack 'em Up. She goes, what's that? I was like,
What's that's crazy.
Oh, that's a good.
I was like,
That's low-key how we be doing people in Oil Rig, though.
You be doing that sometimes.
Yeah.
I said, Crack 'em Up at the Comedy Store. She goes. So then I go back to my boy. I was like, yo, she said, you said she booked Crack 'em Up. She said she don't know what you're talking about. He said, she do. Like he freaking out. He's like, she do what you mean.
He said, I know for a damn fact.
When was this?
You said when or where?
When?
Oh man, over 10 years
Comedy
ago,
Union,
like maybe 12 years ago.
How long Crack 'em Up been going? 20 years?
The
I think?
Comedy Union.
Oh yeah, 20.
The Comedy Union closed when?
Comedy Union closed with the pandemic.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Like 2019, 2020. But
That's right. They just had their anniversary of the Crack 'em Up 20.
25.
25? Is it 25?
No, I think you had it right at 22.
22.
It was
Okay.
22? I thought it was 25.
Maybe I'm
It was
tripping.
22.
Maybe.
Hey.
20 something.
I just know
Congratulations.
what I did was, and I'll give this secret sauce. I got her a birthday card. I found out her birthday was coming up, and I got her a birthday card. And she was like, I remember she was like, "Oh my God, thank you." She said, "These niggas don't give me shit." But I would say that's kind of how I started doing the show. Yeah.
When I got my first Crack 'em Up, I made sure I wore my Cleveland Browns jersey.
Hey.
I was telling her about how me and her have the same birthday. I was like, I'm your dog, Nichelle. Like me and you, we want the same.
Oh, you have the same birthday?
We had a day apart.
That's
but-
funny. Hey, it's smart. Hey.
Yeah, because I'm December 4th. She's December 3rd.
It's Jay-Z's birthday, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, of course,
exactly.
yeah.
It's Jay-Z and one other big name, but
Yeah, y'all both in the Epstein files. You're gonna get
probably. My birthday is at least. But so I made sure I did all this stuff. I talked to her after the show. She was like, "You did great." Blah 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 blah. I said, "Yeah, I'd love to do another one." She's like, "Look, you got a 3-month buffer." And I'm like, "Okay, cool. I respect it." You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's one of the most it's a very important step, in the comics journey, and She's a sweetheart once you get to know her. So I think that's kind of
She's
cool.
awesome. Yeah, I'm about to do I'm doing Crack 'em Up my second time on Thursday coming up, so I'm excited about that.
He's got 2 shows in the same night at the Comedy Store.
Yeah, my first time ever.
His first time ever.
What show you doing?
So Learn More Janasi's doing his show in the Belly Room at 8, so I'm hosting that.
Heck yeah.
And then I'm coming in. I asked Michelle if I could do Crack 'em Up since I'm already gonna be there, and she said yeah. So
Okay, heck
I'm
yeah.
do that as well. So it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm just getting to know him. He's cool.
He's a cool dude.
Learn More's
I
cool
fuck
as
with him.
fuck. He's gonna do this soon, I think.
Okay.
Weren't we talking to him?
Yeah,
about
we're
it?
gonna have him on here,
Yeah. Learn More is dope. What am I gonna say? Oh yeah, just with the whole Crack 'em Up thing. Crack 'em Up was the first show I ever went to at the Comedy Store because for David Smalley, he invited me and his daughter and everybody because he did a Crack 'em Up spot. He just wanted the room packed out, so that was a super white Crack 'em Up because he just invited all his people. It was a fun show though. The coolest shit that I did recently, though, in the Belly Room was I went to go see Dave Chappelle the other night when he came in. So, and I bought that ticket. And
Yeah, some bullshit. I
was like
texted
$100.
150.
I sent him the link and I said, "Hey, look, Dave gonna be there tomorrow." And he said, "I just bought the last ticket." I said, "What the fuck?"
Bro, that was like, bro, I didn't even know how I was gonna eat after I bought that ticket. But I was like, I have to. You know what I mean? It's once in a lifetime, not once in a lifetime, but you know what I mean?
Not once in a lifetime, but he in town, yeah.
Bro, he did 2.5 hours of just straight heat, and he was working shit out. Don't get me wrong, it was his audience, so obviously they're gonna laugh at his shit. But like, I don't know. I don't want to give away his joke. I'll tell you off camera.
Yeah, I'm about to say for those you shouldn't tell.
Yeah, oh my God,
especially because he's working on him. But
he was so funny the way he just sat back in the chair. And you hear all the stories, so it's not like I'm leaking any information. The stories of how he just sit there, he chain smoked the whole time, one after another.
He gets off
boom,
when
boom,
his pack is done.
just laying down heat. And there was this kid, he ran out of smoke like immediately. And he asked this kid in the front row, he was like, "Do you have a cigarette?" And the kid was like, "I'm such a fan." And he pulled out 2 packs of the type of cigarettes that Dave smoked, specifically.
Oh, shit.
Because he studied Dave and he knew what he smoked. He's like, "I brought these just for you. I sat in the front just for you." Dave was like, "Chill out." You know? But when he whipped out those 2 more packs, I was like, "Bro, we're going to be here for 3 hours." Like, I knew it. And then he got like, maybe like halfway through, a little bit more than that. And he ordered a beer and he's like, "I'll go when I finish this beer." And he was talking to these kids in the front. He finished his beer and was like, they were like, "Can we get you a drink, Mr. Chappelle?" He's like, "Fuck it." So I'm like, "All right, we're going for another hour."
Yeah.
Like, he was just going. But I feel like watching greats, like I listen to podcasts for like, you know, to be taught shit a lot of times. Not always, but I've heard people say you need to watch stand-up to get better. And I've heard other people say, never watch other people at all, just build your own shit. I feel like I get better when I watch the greats. But when I watch just like another comic, I feel like I'm not getting anything from that specifically. Like, but when I watch old Patrice stuff, bro, I feel like I'm just like downloading like his cadence, the way he'll like pause and just like, you know, it punchline. You know how he like kind of hesitates and then drops it. Like little shit like that, I feel like I'm constantly downloading like mannerisms, not jokes, but mannerisms, shit like that. Do you ever like watch
for me,
tape
I want to
or
hear what you
anything?
think, but for me, I'm sort of the opposite of that, right? So I'm like, yes, I'm gonna learn from watching greats, but I feel like I also learn from watching bad sets. And I also learn from watching
That's
just,
the best teacher,
you know, everybody else. That's what I'm saying.
Of
'Cause
your
like not
own?
even
'Cause I feel-
of my own, like of other people. Like, cause say I watched somebody else do like not so well like a couple days ago, right? And while he's doing something, I'm sitting in the back, and it's like you get to watch. It's like obviously he's not me, but it's like, you know, I understand. What
Yeah,
he's
like,
going.
I ain't doing
it's
that
we're
shit.
comics.
Yeah, I get you.
And I'm sitting here and I'm just like, whoa. Okay, this happened. You could have addressed this and turned this into that. You could have said this when this guy said that. You could
don't have that in me at all.
And I'm just sitting here like, okay,
That's
well,
crazy.
he could have did this. So now when I go up on stage, last night I got a light heckler, and I fucking boop, pow, real
At
quick.
drums?
It took 3 seconds. It took 3 seconds. I just knocked his
was
ass
it?
down. It was the old guy.
In the beret or
yeah,
the one
the
in
old guy
in
who came with the bike.
He came with a bike?
Yeah, he came with a bike. He had a tambourine in there.
Bro,
And he ended up playing at the end. But
you let him get on stage and play?
no.
Oh, I thought he was
I'll
like,
tell you
"Can
the
I
whole thing
perform?"
after. Part of it I can't say because I was asked not to say. But I'll tell you after. Yeah, he climbed over a chair and almost fell.
During the show?
Yeah, and I was like, hey, yo, chill. And he was like, I just want to play the tambourine. I was like, okay, you can play the tambourine. But like,
Why
sit
would
down.
you say yes? You could play the tambourine.
It makes sense. I just got it. That piece of context is
You got to tell me off air.
off air. Yeah, but
Oh my god.
But no, when I was on stage,
The
I
place
was
is called Drunks.
yeah.
the name of his
It's
show
my
is-
and Friends show. It's I used to run a show called Punch Drunks. I just rebranded it Sakaya and His Drunks.
Oh,
so now
right.
I can just run that.
Interesting. I thought it was a bar called Drunks. I was like, what type
Oh
of
no,
business is
no. No. So then I was doing my joke, my niggling joke, right? And then in the middle of it, he jumped up because he was Jewish. So when I got to the Jewish part, he jumped up and he had a whole bunch of shit to say, and I was just like, hold on. I'll handle the joke. So then they were all just like, and I was just like, yeah, super easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I did want to know, like, what would you say, like, as far as that difference, like watching greats versus like seeing bombs?
I
Like,
think, well, first to what you were saying, I think that works best for hosting. Like, I learned the type of host I would like to be off of watching bad hosts. You know what I mean? Well, of course, good, but there's just a lot of formalities and stuff that goes along with hosting. And, I mean, there's a cultural difference too, because if it's, especially if it's a black show, they tend to run. But I was also taught that a host should not be the funniest comic or something like that. I don't think that's necessarily true, but I would say it's supposed to be more about the host serves the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I remember one of the first shows I did, people were complimenting like, oh, you're the funniest, right? And that's actually what somebody told me, like, you think that's a compliment? But now I kind of understand it more, old bitter comes. But I understand it more because now I'm like, oh, like, you rather hear the show was good, or you, at least for yourself, say, oh, I did what it takes to serve the people.
right.
But yeah, watching bad hosts helped me go, I'm not going to do that. I want to do this. I would prefer if the host did that, and it made me better as a host. Now, as far as watching comedy and not watching comedy, it's different points of your development. You're going to need different things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, early on, yeah, you study it as much as possible. You know what I mean? Like, because, you want to get, you want to be a part of the culture. You know what I mean? The cultural elements of comedy, I think they're, the history, knowing exactly where we come from. You know what I mean? It's got like Black history, but you got comedic history. You know what I'm saying? Now, clearly, there's a lot of people who get into it and don't know, but the whole point of knowing from the past is learning from their mistakes or applying what their research, and then taking it another step. If you don't know, you're kind of just gonna follow along the same path lines, and then like comics that are like, fucking Jedis about this shit, they see right through you. You know what I'm saying? They see right through everything you think you're thinking of, they already see it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think that part is important. Then I think you get to a point where, say if you're working on your hour, you're working on your set, you don't want I can't say exactly when or what point, because people move, some people move fast, some people move slower, the 2-year comic, the 5-year comic, 10, 15, whatever. But you don't want other people's stuff to ooze into your stuff. You're like, I'm trying to form my own opinion on this.
Todd warned me about that.
Yeah,
actually.
it can happen, yeah.
Yeah, he warned me because I was sitting there, because I bought a bunch of old Richard Pryor albums on vinyl, and I thought they were super cool. I can't say the names of them because but I got all of them, all the good ones.
I can think of at least 2. Yeah.
And then I got
crazy,
super. I didn't do that. But and I told him because I was just excited. I wanted to tell my comic friends, like, look at all this stuff I found in the record shop, and he was like, enjoy it, but just be careful. You don't want to start sounding like him. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I get that 100% because I use Patrice as an example because that's my favorite comic right now, and my favorite comic changes all the time. Yep. I did a show. It was the first one we did with Miles Murphy, and and I killed like great set. And then I got off stage and Sakai was like, damn, you look like Patrice, or you sounded like Patrice up there. And I was like, in what way? He was like, just the way you like, the cadence. I wasn't like, telling like his jokes or nothing, but it made sense. And I don't want to sound like another comic. I mean, if I take cadence, if I take anything like that, it's like, that's one thing. But when you start specifically, when you copy somebody's
Oh, man.
pacing, cadence, you know, if they're vulgar, like how vulgar they go, like in their topics, and it's like, all right, now you just.
I'm not gonna.
Well, I've tried to be fair to younger comedians because it just shows where you are in your comedic journey. It's not.
Yeah.
It's going to happen to everybody
Yeah.
because you didn't invent stand up and there's certain for everything from like that's crazy to other day. You know what I mean, like you're going to sound like somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it just kind of shows. I think it was it Seinfeld. I think he said like your however long you've been doing it is almost like your actual age. So at certain, like if you were a 1 year comic, you're gonna do 1 year comic things just like a 1 year old. There's nothing a 1 year old can do to skip them 15 years ahead. Nothing,
Right.
nothing.
Right.
And they think they can. So when you're on a show with a vet and you're killing, and you're like, oh, I'm funnier than that guy, right? Impossible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you haven't been in every scenario. You just won the night, but your time too will come. If anything, what you're saying, like the answer is diversifying your palette. You know what I'm saying? Watching a plethora of comedians, different styles, different, because what it does is, and then nothing's a bigger teacher than living life. Like when I was a younger comedian, well, I was legitimately young. I was speaking about things that was like way above my experience level. You know what I mean? I think I even had one joke. I said, like going down a woman's like open heart surgery, and I'm up here wondering why, people like at that. I'm like, that was a good one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
in actuality, man, I don't know what type of podcast it is, but
Shit.
the amount of pussy I've eaten, I would have groaned at that too. Like, get the fuck off the stage. but I'm saying, like, knowing, forming who you are, like actually living life. Like, do comedy, live life. Do comedy, live life. And then you'll form into this, like, not as an identifiable person. I want to say unidentifiable because some people still, I say with me, if somebody says, I remind them of Eddie Murphy, I'd be like, okay, you didn't listen to my set. You're just looking at me. Like,
Somebody said I was Ron White. I was like, did you watch my fucking, or did you just look at me? Like,
That's when Gary King first saw me on stage. He came up to me and said, "Hey, nigga, you been killing it lately everywhere." I said, "Thank you." And he said, "Yeah, for sure. Appreciate your stuff." I said, "Absolutely." He came up to me 15 minutes later and said, "Hey, nigga, I thought you was Josh Johnson."
That's
and I was like,
funny.
Yo.
That's
I
funny.
was like, "That's crazy."
I can see
That's
that.
funny. Yeah, you can make money off
Did you
that.
have the long hair?
I had
then?
I had the braids on at the time, so I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I gotta stop doing that." Cornrows, and that's it.
I'd say if they say like somebody like Martin or something like that, I'd be like, you're closer because Martin is my biggest comedic influence, right? But I think that's more mannerisms than like, my cadence or how I talk, right?
Yeah.
I'd say, and this is a very, very rare compliment, but somebody will say like, oh, you remind me of, what's his name? George Carlin.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, you're seeing me. You know what I'm saying?
I actually
Yeah.
do see that.
Yeah, because I mean, and trust me, I literally try to diversify, man. I'll study, just like you saying, like if your favorite comic changes.
Yeah.
Same here, bro. Like I'll study somebody so randomly that you'd be like, dang. And then also it goes out of comics. Like for a while, I was studying Bill Clinton just because I would go to his 1992 speech because you got to understand when he was running against George Bush, he did something more than just like beat a Republican. Like he won over America with his charm. You know what I'm saying? He was soft-spoken. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And he that same charm is getting him in trouble right now. Did you see him smiling at the
Yeah.
Look at that shit.
I was like, this dude is adorable,
The
man.
lawyer took it from him. He was like,
You don't see this right here.
right. He's like, these things are in time order. It's about to get good.
But
Like,
can I actually say this though? Him and Hillary are smart as hell.
No, of course, yeah.
Because what they did, they both got themselves on purpose held in contempt so that all the files have to be taken in discovery.
Is that what happened with
I
Bill?
think that's what happened. I think that's what happened with Bill. I think Bill got taken in contempt because
for being
Hillary
horny?
already said,
Like, sir, put that
Hillary
phone
already
away.
said,
Right.
hold me in contempt. I don't give a damn. I'm leaving. Hillary walked out, and Bill did what the fuck he did.
I don't think
and now
that was
they both.
I don't think he's held contempt for that. He didn't even do
Well,
that.
it says if they are both held in contempt, then the discovery has to look through all of the files, like all of them.
Yeah, they should though. They
So
should.
it's like,
I mean,
I think that's gonna be a good thing.
they should. I mean, I mean, it's at the end of the day, like if y'all want some noise and some gossip, then bring all of it. Don't sit here and read one side,
yeah.
But that being said, I think it's important to diversify your comedic palette. your influences.
Yeah.
And just like dude said, he saw Patrice in you. Like, bro, anybody that's been doing it 10 years is gonna see right through you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that brings me to the subject of joke thieves. You know what I'm saying? We see them. I mean,
Yeah.
if
Who
you,
do we? I'm not gonna say his name, but we know the dude who is blatantly telling that one joke about the titties. You know who I'm talking about, but I'm not gonna put his name on blast because he's a good dude. I like him. I don't even know if he knows he's stealing it, but he does. It's his closer. But it's funny.
if it's his closure, he knows. It's like, bro.
Well, here's the thing: is that I can't. Like, I know. Okay, so this. I remember every time I see this joke. This joke I saw when I was like maybe 11 or 12 years old,
and I have
on YouTube. I cannot, for the life of me, find the joke or what comedian it is. But I swear to God, on everything, I've heard the same joke.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't, I tried to find it, but I can't find the
We'll show
joke
it
or
to
the
you
comic.
after, maybe you'll
So I
know.
can't walk up to the guy and be like, this is the joke that it is. But it's like, I definitely know that was here before.
I don't necessarily have the energy to call out these days, but I have in the past, and sometimes I feel bad about it. But the thing that annoys me the most is not even the act of stealing the joke and telling the joke and all that stuff, whatever. It's the fact that when it's stuff like that, see, that's like a core memory. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all experience the same media. So when somebody does that, it's like you're asking all of us to go to Narnia with you. And I'm like, no, like, bro, like, it's annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
That's the part that bothers me more than anything.
It's a good joke, but that's all I can think about when I'm hearing
But
it.
you can't take something that like we all watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You can't then take a segment of that and then tell it all this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It goes deeper than just like if you still, I hate to say it because I don't want to excuse joke thievery, but if you just heard if you're just stealing like they used to do back in the day at the Comedy Store, or like people, I see them do me too, but I almost don't even care. Whatever the fuck, fine. But don't sit here and take a core memory that we all know.
Exactly.
Because now I'm like, oh, it's weird, bro. It's like you and your friend go in a store and they steal some shit, and it's like, you should have told me we was stealing this today.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Now I gotta sneak out here and I ain't do nothing wrong. But anyway, yeah, that's the, I guess, advice. I mean, also, do what the fuck you want because people are killing it on the internet and they're doing all the wrong things, so it don't matter.
Bro, there was this one time, and again, I'm not even gonna say any names, but there was this case where, have you heard like the big name comics are like scalping from like open mics, like jokes?
Yes.
They'll send like a writer to like open
This
mics.
is crazy.
So, and again, this is a third person story because I wasn't here for this. I just heard about it.
Oh, not the one I was thinking you were telling.
Is the one at the Improv?
No, I thought you were gonna tell the Apple.
Okay, anyway, so there's this opener. There's this kid who, he goes up, he's the cold open, he tells the joke. For a cold open, it kills. And one of the scalpees, one of the big name comics, goes up in a few comics and does the same joke. And the audience is looking around like, what the hell? And they're screaming at him, yo, he did that joke. And the dude gets booed off stage.
That's awkward.
You didn't hear, oh my God.
How long was this?
Maybe a little over a year ago, year and a half.
Wow.
Big comic, but like a YouTube, Instagram, TikTok like comic, not a club, not like in the trenches type comic. You know who I'm talking about now? Yeah. It's just like, I can't imagine, especially from like where you live, like you scalping jokes from LA and doing those James jokes in LA, like you're gonna get found out and called out.
It's crazy when the audience is in on it though.
Yeah, they swept it under the rug, obviously, because this dude is like well over millions of followers type dude. Huge. Yeah, man. Were you around when I guess it's not even crazy to talk about it anymore because it's like a bit known thing. Were you around the store when the Mencia shit broke out with Rogan and all that?
No. But I did. I think I think YouTube was new around that time, so I do remember watching it. Because I can't even tell you how long I have been going to the comic store before I realized that's where that happened at.
Really?
I remember seeing that. It's like, because I think that happened around the same time the Kramer thing happened too. The Laugh Factory.
I think Kramer was a little after.
But yeah, you know, you had the stories about Mencia, you had the stories about Robin Williams. You know, don't steal from me. But, because what I'm about to say. It technically it's fair game because it's just like, you know, it's been going on so long. It's not you can do to mitigate it. It's more about like, you know, refine who you are and your joke style. So even if somebody else takes it, it has a little you on it. And then people go like, you know, because a lot of times you can see two people tell jokes side by side. You'd be like, that's his joke. Like, you know it. It's like,
Yes.
you know.
Like, I can't do a Sakaya joke. Sakaya can't do an Astro joke. You know what I mean?
I can't tell you how many. There's people who I see their jokes get taken more. Like, I swear to God, I've seen like 30 separate cases of people stealing Jay Moore's shit. Like, people steal his shit so much to where it's like, well, like, god damn, like, why, like a lot of people go after it. It's wild.
I mean, it's the town for it. I mean, you know, I say certain parts of this craft you should work privately, but certain parts you work publicly. And then even being a scene comic versus a road comic, you know, like the old school thing was like, yeah, comics in the scene, they won't do the joke, but they'll hit the road. You understand, if you're headlining, you're doing an hour. You know what I'm saying? So what's 2 or 3 minutes of another comedian's stuff? You know what I mean? I know me personally, like, I think it all boils down to why you got into this. You know what I mean? Majority of people got into it to, 1, be funny, or 2, be like the center of the stage. I got into it for the writing. And to the point where, like, I get mad if somebody gives me a good tag, cause like, fuck, you came up with that. I can't use it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I've taken like 6 tags total. My whole
Ever?
Yeah, bro.
Damn.
I like writing. That's my shit.
Yeah.
I like the mental gymnastics of that part. So I don't want all my ideas are my ideas. You know what I mean? I don't like other people's ideas. So the people that I've taken a tag from are people who I feel like know me, like personally. And it's like, or they said, I can hear you saying this. And most times when people give me a tag, I'll nod and go, and I'm like, fuck that. But there's a few people I was just like, fuck.
Damn. Yeah. Like my 9/11 tag on your joke.
Yeah, that one's good. I've started putting it after the end because I replaced it with my ending for a bit and it started bombing.
That's what I told you to do.
I put my ending back and then put the tag on the ending because like it's kind of like a full ending, but I like just kind of double end it.
Bro, that's what I told you to do.
Yeah, well, it works better that way.
I knew.
But see, and this is kind of like that, you know, the co-writing. This is the element that's a little more natural. You know what I mean? And then also too, another thing about taking, if you take a tag that somebody offers you, you know, people love doing that. Like, I wrote that. Like, no, you didn't. So yeah, bro. I'm just like, if in a craft where like literally they flamed Drake for having ghostwriters.
Yeah.
You know, comics. That's my joke. This is my joke. Man, somebody paid me for this joke. Why all of a sudden people like, yeah, man, can you tag my stuff? I'm like, no. Like let's keep it all separate. You know what I mean? But the first person to tag and gave me a tag was Damon Wayans Jr.
Oh, he's funny. Very funny guy.
Yeah, and he's really good at act outs.
Yeah.
His comedy has that little Wayne's edge to it. So when he gave me the tag, I was just like, oh, that is good.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, I was 1 year in at the time. So yeah, I did that one.
I'm gonna take that, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I promise that not over 6 tags, bro. I hate taking tags. I hate it. Yeah. It has to be like, damn, that's good.
Yeah,
So.
I don't even, let me see. Only tags I've taken, I take tags from you, but other than from you, I think the only tags, I took one from Jet Ski Johnson when I was like a year in, and it started working very well. It fixed my joke, so I liked that one. And then I took one from Renee Vaca like 3 months ago.
Did he say like, man, you should put your leg up?
No, well, he didn't even really give me a tag. He just sort of gave me like a direction for the rest of the joke to go. And he showed me where the clearing was at, and I was like, oh, let me just go this way, and it started making it work a little better. So. Yeah, but I guess, I don't take, outside of you, I don't really take that many tags.
I mean, I don't really give you that many tags, but
also,
I know, what we help each other with is like, I'll say, you know, because you'll be taking the joke in one direction, and I'll say, I think there's, like, I wouldn't tell you the tag, but I'd say, I think there's something to explore in how this person interacts, not just how this person gets here. And that's normally how, like, because that's how I think is because, and he helps me with this too, because I feel like my jokes are the hardest to expand on. You know what I mean? Because when you create a joke, you're thinking about it in this box. So mental gymnastics is the perfect word for it. It's like, it's hard to unfold a box that you built. You know what I mean? So Sakaya, when I get off stage, he might not give me a tag, but he'll tell me, how come you stopped talking about this. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize I stopped talking about that. There's more to explore in that point before I get to the end goal. And then you end up, you know, because I had a joke that from when I first started, back when a 5-minute set was the longest thing in the world. You know what I mean? It was like a 1-minute joke. And as I got better and that joke kind of kicked rocks, it came back. Oh, that's going to be great for audio.
I mean, they know we outside.
They are trafficking. That is not an ice cream.
I know, right?
That's an RV.
That's a sprint event. Somebody going to Mexico.
It was spray painted.
That's crazy.
That's an ice truck.
That's an ice
cream. Yeah,
That's a
scream.
Wayfair order on the way.
That's a scream. It's ice truck.
Anyways, yeah, so I had this joke that was like a minute long when I first started, and then I grew, went back to some old sets and rewatched them. This old joke comes back, and now it's like a 10, 12-minute joke. You know what I mean? It's like almost a whole set.
Yeah.
So I love, sort of like you love the writing, I love that. I love growth. Because Sakai is like a machine gun. He's new joke, new joke, new joke, new joke, and you're really good at that. I'm like, I'm going to have this baby for a little bit. And I'm gonna nurture it until this one topic is just so beat the fuck up that I have 30 minutes on this 1-minute joke.
Which is why your jokes develop faster than my jokes. I just end up with more jokes, and then I have to like go through and work this one until then.
Because you're a premise king. I'm a tag king.
That's my thing. Because you
suck
say
at
writing
coming up
jokes
with
in a box. My whole issue is I can't get shit to fit in this goddamn box. All my shit is fucking like dust and clouds.
So you end up with a million boxes.
So I gotta like fucking swipe all this air into a box and close it, and then I'm like, all right, this is a joke. Let me see what it do.
I think your working. Find out your working cycle is important. You know what I mean? I know with me, it's like somewhere between like a 2-week to 6-week window of a joke being new and forming and working and all that stuff. And then there's a certain point where I don't want nothing to do with that set anymore.
Right.
Earlier on, and I don't know if it's a cultural thing or whatever, or maybe just like a younger comedic thing. I feel like we all were shock comics, or at least majority of comics I came up with. But the reason why is because you had a short amount of time to be on stage. So you had to get, especially doing potluck, you had to hit hard fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. So, but I say once you get to the point where you're doing longer, you're featuring or headlining, that don't work. Literally, you got 2 or 3 of those, and then after that, it's just like people go like, and. Like
yes.
You could feel it in the room, or they just simply don't believe you. But I always admire, because like I said, just to me, when it comes like writing and stuff like that, I always admire people who can, flesh out a bunch of stuff like that. I know my mind works like that, but I'll hit that shit way later. Like I said, out of 10 premises, I'll flesh out 3, and the other ones they gonna have to sit. I don't care what
for a little bit,
yeah.
Now that leads me to my next question that I have for you is, so you're talking about, as when you were coming up, like shock comedy was, it had a lot of value to it, especially because of the time that you got doing potluck and stuff like that. So when you, I say this, so you said when you started going around the store, you didn't know it was, that's where, all the Mencia stuff happened. But at what point did you feel like it shift? Like when you're at the store, does it feel like, okay, I'm an open micer going to the store, to now I'm a comedian, or I'm an amateur comedian, to where now I'm like a professional comedian? Like, where was that flip where you felt the store accept you? Like, when did that happen, and how did that happen for you?
Still don't accept me. No, I was playing. No, kidding, I guess. I would say once I started getting paid, this is the memory that's popping up in my head. If you ask me on a different day, you probably get a different answer. But there was this manager, might have been the GM. I think it's Eric. I think is his name. He, I remember he was very rude to the younger comedians. Very rude, right? And he would. I guess there's just people of interest. You know what I mean? There's people who are clearly more important. People don't forget stage time. People not. I'm there. I've always been like some. Body, so because one of my friends or everybody, Right. So I used to piss me off when he would be rude to me out of nowhere. I'm like, bro, what's wrong with you? So I remember I went up to get my check because I just did La Jolla. I produced the show, did La Jolla, and what I did had some, I don't know, I had multiple reasons I had to do something, whatever. So I go up there to go get a check, but he was already being rude. He was like, we're not allowed to have anybody in here at this time. I was like, I'm here for my check. He goes, oh. Then he goes in the back and he goes, yeah, he goes, he said, he said, I found your check. It took a while, but here you go. And I was like, oh, that's cool, but that's the wrong one, actually. That's not the one I came here for, but thank you. He goes, oh, okay. So he goes in the back. And I just feel his energy shifted from being like, you know, like mad dogging and being rude to being like at my service. Right. So that, you know, I would say, at least for myself, from that point forward, I felt like, okay, I'm a legitimate working comedian here, and I'm here on business. Even if I'm hanging out with friends or doing whatever, you know, like the Comedy Store is very pivotal to my career. I mean, it made me a headlining comedian around the country. It made me so I can pay my, you know, I pay my bills in comedy. You know, I've amassed a certain amount of things in life. I'm not gonna act like I'm, you know, some big star or anything like that. But you know, without the Comedy Store, I can honestly say I wouldn't know what type of comedian I'd be. You know, right. So I would say that to me was the moment. I don't know. I think that was 2016-ish. I guess 2015, 2016, something like that. Right. But yeah, I hope I answered the question.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you, I just want to start here. When you were growing up, was comedy the goal? Was something else the goal and you fell into this? Basically, where did you develop? Because I know, I can tell you straight up, I never thought that I would be a comedian, but I also didn't know what I was going to be.
Right, because you're from Ohio, right?
Yeah. I'm from Cincinnati. I went to a performing arts school for performing arts high school. Well, it was elementary into high school, but I went there 7th grade. I graduated. I went there for visual art, draw, paint, sculpting, and then I played jazz piano. Okay. I knew I wanted to do comedy, I would say, from the age of 8. But
okay, damn.
But I never, for some reason, I always thought it was like a hobby. I thought it was like some B stuff. I didn't think it was like
a career. Yeah,
which I really wish I would have rewrote my brain on that, because I think it would have changed a lot of my decisions and how. Because I was at a performing arts school. Like we had 2 theaters. You know, we had like a really big theater up top and a black box theater. Like essentially, what I'm doing in my life is chasing these same venues around. So it's just funny that like everything I was looking for, like from the world, I had at my disposal.
Right there, yeah.
But of course, they didn't have like a comedy portion, whatever. But I probably would have focused more on. They had a creative writing department and they had a drama department. I probably would have focused more on my energy and attention there,
right?
Because that's more of what my everyday life's about. But I just knew, because I remember talking to the guidance counselor for the school, and you know, you have to sit there and tell them what your plans, you know, post graduation. And I remember telling her, I was like, I'll probably go to college for like 4 years, you know, get a what's the college? This school's called DAP, Design, Art, Architecture, and Planning. So I was gonna go for art degree, a fine artist degree. Then after I get that, I said I was gonna do comedy. And she was like, "There's too many comedians, baby." And she was absolutely fucking right. Like,
there's a lot of them.
And it's like probably quadruple since she said that.
Yeah, now we're in a pool again.
Yeah. So
every night, every week, I'm like, bro, who the fuck are you? Like, where did you come from?
Yo, bro.
And then they have 4 million followers, and you're like, what?
And super entitled. It's just the game.
I met a comic last night, 200,000 followers. Works in New York. I had never seen or heard, pray, tell, nothing. And bro just popped up one day. I was like, they'd be really making these niggas like overnight.
Bro, it's crazy. And I thought I thought I was a big fan of stand-up. I thought I knew all these people. And then I see like all these people swarming this random person. And I'm like, who the fuck is this? You ask around, like, oh, they just dropped their Netflix special. It's like their 3rd one. I'm
at least 2.
Who the fuck?
2 times as big a fan of stand-up as you, and
you
imagine how I feel when I don't know a nigga. Like, I feel like, where did he come from?
Yes, bro.
It feels crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it really is kind of like high school, because like I can tell you every August and every December there's like, or every January really, there's like a new flood of comedians. And
why is that?
I think I guess either because school letting out, summer, I don't know, and then maybe January, maybe it's because it's like their New Year's resolution or some
a
shit.
seasonal comedian is insane.
But no, for I'm like, look, pay attention.
It's August. Let me dust this book off.
Pay attention, bro. Like a new flood, and if somebody comes to the Comedy Store specifically for like 2 or 3 weeks straight and they don't see you, if you pop up, you're the stranger. They be like, yo, they don't. I feel like I'm a good middle ground person because I've been around so long. I've had to excuse newer people. I just excuse older people for newer people. I'd be like, no, that's a vet. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times I either have seen or there's a word that they've done like something pivotal to the whole game.
Right.
But then they're treated like a scrub. And you're like, yo, don't treat. Come on, bro. You want to do what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro, I couldn't believe it last night when I seen, I'm not gonna say her name, but the security guard at the store jump in front of Dave Attell and say, "Excuse me, can I get everything out of your pockets, hands in pocket?"
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did, and you
This
know
her
which one I'm talking about.
it's her
my
job.
God.
It's her job. I respect
But Dave
it.
Attell?
Look how he dresses. He dressed like a homeless person.
That's how you know it's Dave Attell.
But she's
You see the CVS bag in his right hand? Like, that's
Yeah,
Dave.
bro.
I'm gonna tell you right now, for my personal security, I don't want them to be a comedy fan. I want them to stop everybody. I want them to be like, get the fuck out the way, Dave Chappelle. No.
But also, why was Attell walking through the patio? Why didn't he walk around the parking lot?
Because
Because he's Dave Attell. He does
No,
that.
but because he walked up. Like if you.
Oh, he walked right into the OR from.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly.
probably.
Like you don't have to. And then also too, if they don't know you, it's way worse if you walk into the parking lot.
oh yeah.
Yeah, they're really serious about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, man, it's just all part of it. You know what I mean? It's all part of it. There's nothing you can do about it. I appreciate her because, yeah, some people up like this. When you need the protection, you want somebody to be an asshole, not a fan. You need when you need somebody to be like getting things. Because some people do not understand the boundary in like a stage performer, and then like, hey, I'm chilling off stage, and they will just vomit their insides at you, and you're like, bro, it's not even, you know what I'm saying? Like they think, not saying I need security or anything like that, but some people just have like autism on a level that you can't even comprehend, and it's just like I'm not gonna sit and explain it to you.
Yeah.
I just be like, yo, hey,
You can't assume everybody's
because
cool.
they think it's like sometimes being a stand-up is like a one-way relationship. It's if they see you frequently on stage, they know all this personal information about you and you know nothing about them. And they be like, hey, Jeremy, hey, Scippio. And I'll be like, what's
how's
up,
your
man?
dog? Yes.
Yeah, bro. And I'll be like, ugh.
Yeah, I hear that a lot with the big names. They're always talking about like, these people know my whole life.
Yeah.
And they'll want to talk to me about things that I talked about on
a podcast
Rogan or
yeah.
Bad Friends or whatever. Like these are the largest platforms in the world. And yes, I might have talked about a personal story, and then you come up to me and ask me about like, oh, how am I doing with that death in the family?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, bro, I don't want to talk to you about my grandma right now. I don't want to talk to you about whatever.
I say nowadays, like time, people have gotten so flagrant with how they speak to each other.
Yes.
Like, they don't even hear it in like the tone of their voice. Like, yo, that's a wild question.
Yeah,
I kind of like that.
Yes.
I don't know if it's New Yorkers. They kind of normalize the whole idea, like saying that's crazy.
A little
That's
bit.
crazy.
A
Like
little bit.
I love that because that's, man. If you hear me say that, I'm really saying you bugging. Like, you know what I mean? But it's the coolest way I can say it. Like,
Yes.
like you said, that's one of the ones where people will just be like, okay, this is the one that I don't do, and it is what it is. I know people get mad at me for saying. I don't like when people go, oh, how did they die? You know what I'm saying?
I know.
And it's
get that.
it's a fair question.
It's in my head, but I'm not gonna.
Just
If
somebody I'm dealing with death. Oh man, hey, sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry about your loss. I'm sorry to
Give
hear
them
about
the
that.
space, the time,
Yeah.
and trust me. If they want to talk, they're gonna talk.
Yeah.
But you are so into you and what your detective skills.
Yeah.
Not like you reviving somebody from the grave.
Yeah,
Oh, how did
no.
they die? I have a remedy for that. like,
I mean,
like
Have you
that.
seen Instagram comments when somebody die, bro? Instagram comments that literally be like, my condolences to your da 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 da. How did they pass? Like they're just straight to it. Like they don't give a
Which
fuck.
is crazy.
It's
You're
like
right.
just-
That is a crazy thing to do.
You're
Just
not a
someone to be like,
doctor. You're not.
my life is absolutely terrible. This horrible thing has happened. It's like, all right, nigga, play by play. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't do this.
Yo, just,
I'm a little different because I am that guy. But I don't say it. I don't say it, but it's in my
bro,
head.
It is just pure autism, and it's okay.
Yeah.
I just don't. It's like my solution for it is walking away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you tell me,
Oh, man.
if you tell me somebody died and that they were only 35, my question is, what happened? Because I want to know, but I don't say it.
It's a fair question. I'm not gonna say it's an unfair question. It's just that
Not the first question.
it's just I'm like this. Like you, I rather you feel uncomfortable asking it than me feel uncomfortable for telling you that's wild.
Yeah.
I'd rather you live with
right.
the uncomfortability of what you're creating by going farther than death. By the way,
Yes.
like death is such a finite thing that when the person wants to explain, they will.
No.
It's such a finite. It's like it's death. Like there's nowhere to go after that.
Yeah.
Like you're nothing you're gonna follow that up with is better than my condolences, bro.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry to
That's
hear
true.
that.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Nothing stronger than
yeah.
that. Nothing you got in your pocket, bro.
Yeah.
I got these pills. I got. Anyway, now everybody gonna be like, he's an asshole.
No, I don't think you're an asshole. How you feeling?
What are we at on the time?
1 hour, 1 minute.
We're at an hour.
Oh, that's good.
That's a good episode.
I'm cool with that, especially
with
because it's
that.
hot.
Do you have anything you wanted to get to that we didn't get to? I think I got to. Oh, I have one more question, and then I'm good if you.
Did you
are.
write down questions?
I just asked. I wrote down one question.
I like y'all banter. Don't lose this.
No, because we be because like
Y'all
bro,
turn like a couple, like an old couple.
this is my comedy best friend. This is my comedy
Absolutely.
brother. This is like even off stage, like this is my dog. But we are so different.
Very
In a lot of
different
like our writing styles different. Our interests, other than like the nerd stuff, different. Like the way we carry ourselves, different. It really is yin and yang. So like when he does some shit, I love him. That's my dog. But I'll be like, you fucking, you know, like not in a bad way.
No,
but I know
like,
when I
hey, here
do
you go
shit,
again.
when I do shit, he's like. He's still like that. Like, he is. Like, he always want to do it his way. I'm like, yes, I do. Like, I have a very specific operation.
I did have to fight for the outside studio today. He wanted to.
Yeah, I wanted to go inside. I was like, yeah, Scippio, like, we
I'm about to
should
say,
have been
I'm very unprofessional, but it's fun. We should keep it. Just, like honestly,
It's really-
I like y'all dynamic. This is good.
So the outside is really nice at certain points. I just think conditions weren't met for today specifically. There's beaten ass sun. There was wind blowing. We got birds in fucking Anakin's ear.
Yeah.
I was like,
You're gonna hate me, Asher.
why?
I low key would have preferred seeing it now and be inside.
I know.
You said outside. That's why I fought
I got
so hard.
outvoted. All of them was saying, no, it's better
I said
outside.
I want to do what you want to do, and then he was like, "I really want to shoot outside." I said, "I'm gonna fight for the camera."
Yeah, but when
As
someone
somebody-
says, I want to do what you want to do, that's really them saying, like, make the right decision. Like, that's make my decision.
This is how my brain works because working in production, I go. The whole concept of producing a thing is controlling as many elements as possible, right? And this is one of the lack of control of elements. Now, if you have to, you have to. But that's literally how I convince people to do it my way. I would say because literally, if it's unproduced, then it's not produced. But if I'm going to produce it, I'm going to control as much as possible. Because it brings me back to the where we're doing shows outside during the pandemic or whatever.
Right.
But anyway, with that being said, I love this setting. It's so pretty.
It is a very beautiful setting.
Yes.
It's a cool background. It's visually pleasing, but in practice, it's like point in case. Now wind's picking up and everything. You know what I mean? It's like little shit like that. Anyways, it went on record that I wanted the garage.
It did.
I wanted it to look different.
Such a nice garage too. It makes sense.
Right.
Why is this in the garage? No, I'm kidding. I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, we got the marble in there and the fucking, the soundproof padding. Anyways,
Okay.
you got bring up your dates. Tell everybody where they can see
please.
you. And
March. The only date that matters right now is March 27th, 28th. I'll be at Nick's Comedy Stop in Boston, headlining both nights. Boston, I need you there. Watch this. Support, please, 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 please. Also got Memphis coming up. I'll be there 16th through the 18th. And then I'll have, Canada. I'll be there. I'm trying to get these dates right. I'll be in Canada at some
you can pull
point.
your phone out.
and
You need to
then-
look at them.
Nah, that's good. I need to be better at this. Promo. This is on-spot TV promo.
You do that.
Cast me as well.
I'm pulling my shit out.
And then, and then May 2nd, I'll be in New York. So, But anyway,
Hell yeah.
Boston, come out, have fun. I love Boston. Last time I did this place, I had a really good time. Short story about last time I was in Boston. I headlined this comedy stop. It was right next to the W. D-Ray was headlining some venue nearby, and we both were at the W. right? Because they're really nice to their comedians there in downtown Boston. So D-Ray told me, he gave me some advice, and then he also said like, let me know whenever we're in the same city. Let me know. I'll help you out with promo and hook you up.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? And he said like back in the day, that's how they used to do. Like if him and Cat was in the same city, they'll do cross promo and stuff like that. So
that's fine.
shout out D-Ray. I hope.
Shout out D-Ray Davis.
Yeah, I hope you.
That's awesome.
Good on that promise.
He said, "Help me, nigga." He said, "Please." Hell yeah.
Go ahead, Zakai.
Go ahead. All right, for sure. I'm gonna be at the Comedy Store Thursday, March 12th. I'm gonna be at the Belly Room 8 p.m. Belly Room again 10 p.m. I'm gonna do Learn More show and then Crack 'em Up. The 13th, we're at the Skiptown Playhouse. Me and Asher, we're doing a OC Diesel show. We got Jokes LA, so that's gonna be super fun. That's what I got coming up. Pull up to those.
And then, first and foremost, most importantly, other than Jeremy's dates, of course, most important, go see Jeremy. Our oil rig dates coming up are going to be, tonight, but y'all are not going to hear that.
Yeah, that's why I didn't put that.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. No, it's going to be April 24th. All of these are Pasadena Ice House. It's going to be April 24th. It's going to be June 12th. It is going to be July 25th for all the upcoming live oil rig stand-up shows.
So schedule your PTO around that shit.
Yeah, and then March 26th is my Rogues Gallery at the Fourth Wall Cafe. If you guys want to pop out, buy a ticket. All tickets are available at the link in mine or Sakaya's bio for either of the dates we talked about. I'm assuming available in your bio.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and available on any of our social media. I mean, it's it's 2026. Like, you know how to get tickets. Like, you guys aren't retarded.
Absolutely. All the socials are going to be in the description. All that, it'll all be under. So you'll be able to find everything. And yeah.
That's it. Later, y'all.